Hi, Danny. So I switched you over to the left-hand side, and I brought up Paul Konerko on the right-hand side, who's going to be our player model for right now. And again, his swing is going for a pitch up and in, which is similar to what our swing on the left was accomplishing. So I'm going to go ahead and play it in full right now so we can see it a couple of times, just in real time. And from here we're going to notice a couple of different things. One, I'm going to go ahead and sync you both up to toe touch. And we're going to take a small look at his arm angle here. If I can look through that massive pad he has right there on his arm. And we're going to tell he's going to be approximately 138. So give or take, he's a little bit above the MLB average that we found on the front arm angle. So that right there will be a good indicator, especially where he holds his hands below his shoulders, of where they're going to work towards the zone. And I want us to take note here as I go. I'm going to bring you to what we were calling your threshold, about right here. And I want you to notice on the right hand side of when he gets that same approximate area. His obviously his lead arm's starting to go. And we can tell that because of how his hands are starting to work. We can see his wrist angle starting to break a little bit, especially on his top hand right there. And again, right here is that same threshold. We can see everything's lined up right here. But the difference is right now is that we have a gap right here, and over here on our side we don't have a gap. And basically that gap's going to represent an easy way for him to be able to allow his hands to work better through the zone. And basically what that means is that his upper body is a little bit more in sync than we are right now. Which, you know, that's fine. We expect his upper body to be in sync. But this gives you an idea of where we can be at in terms of our fundamentals when our body gets in sync. And I want us to pay especially close attention to what happens here in the next couple of frames on the pro model side. We can see right now the hands are beginning to work toward that zone a little bit more. And when we forward our side by one, you can tell that elbow is wanting to get out front, in front of those hands. Now, on his side, this is where his hands really start taking over in front of that elbow, especially on this next frame right there. We can tell we got that angle right here, and when we go over to our side, tell that elbow still kind of wanting to lead the way. So because it's still kind of wanting to lead the way, we're not going to quite get our hands down to the zone at our quickest pace. Now that being said, because of the angle you were taking right here, you were getting quick to the zone. But I know we can be even quicker once we get this back arm right here to sink in a little bit better with the rest of our body. So going back to the right hand side, we're going to forward it a couple frames, and we can really see right there how his bat lag is and where his arm is, back arm, compared to his bat lag. We'll bring ourselves at bat lag as well. It's about right there, but we can tell that elbow has kind of pushed its way forward, and it's kind of gone off our back hip side where we really want it. Because if that arm is more or less back here on our back hip side, that's going to allow us to get a little bit more force into the ball. It's not going to cause us to want to push quite as much. And just to illustrate that, we're going to go a couple more frames forward on the pro model side. We'll see right there the elbow's working up and out now, and he really gets to that ball pretty efficiently, and he can get the proper extension and everything through. And on our side, we'll notice because we're kind of pushing right here, it tends to be to where we kind of cast out right there, and we lose our bat angle just a tad. And from there, we'll notice we get a little too much of an uppercut. But like I said, I know that we were working a little bit on our front elbow at the time, so that's okay, because we don't really have a point of reference of where an actual ball is coming. But I want you to take away from this how we want our back elbow to really work, and what happens when this back elbow slides too far forward off this back hip right here. Alright, Danny, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here, but before I let you go, we're going to look at our swing here from earlier today. And this is in our toe touch position, and this is what I was kind of talking about here a little earlier, about how right here we're in the classic position. That's a perfect angle that you got right there. That's right at anywhere between 128 degrees and 132 degrees. And our bad angle up top is awesome. That's perfect. So this is the base that we're going to work from now on. And I'm going to go ahead and take that angle away. And I want us to see here that how we're still needing to sink in our whole upper body together. And we'll see this elbow right here tend to sneak down. Look for that back elbow, how it's sneaking down before we really start generating the hands forward. And that's the issue we're facing right now, because when that happens, naturally that elbow is going to sneak in front of everything. So like I said, it's not going to be a big issue right now. Our main focus is going to be getting this lead elbow to go this way and to allow the hands to follow through. And one of the drills you can do for that is the same thing that we've been doing, to where you get in your attack position and you just work on firing that front elbow, just short, quick little elbow jabs, and just keep working that. And I'll see you next week, and we'll work on it some more. Take care.